Good morning, Stony. How are you? How's the day? How's everything? Is the mic fine? I have like a fan behind the mic, so I'm debating if it makes sound. More like night? Are you awake since a long time ago? Oh, I am dying. I am dying. It is 25, 27 degrees outside, and I am dead. Dead. 4 a.m. God damn, that's a long time. I mean, it's a long time. uh, it seems again, this is a very I don't know situation. Um, it seems the EU, specifically Spain and Portugal, but also France, at the beginning of the week, had a bit of an issue with electricity because of the temperatures, and that is why the probability of this stream being 1 hour is really high because my mail don't load. To give you an idea of how bad the system is currently, and I have a feeling, that streaming plus the lights plus the things plus uh, all that could be a strain on everything. My emails, like Gmail, doesn't really load. It's kept in like constant loads of just refreshing the page and trying to load it and out being good. It loads. It loads them. It's just like there is this latent thing in the background that I don't know if uh, we're gonna sustain ourselves. So that is why it might be just a 1 hour stream, and most people will lose their streak again. Uh, it's a bit of a mess. It is a bit of a mess. I've had something. I mean, had something, not really, but kind of. Um, yeah. It seems, yeah. It seems. Hmm. Also, yes. I'm seeing that Plush has responded to one of my messages on Instagram, which is pretty cool. Nonetheless, that's a detail. That is a detail. Didn't you have like King Day some days ago, like 3 days ago, in Netherlands, or was this like only in Belgium? I don't know which north it was. I feel like King's Day for you is already passed, but from further away. But also, I feel like King's Day is mostly for you. Uh, that is what I saw. Yeah. Well, Happy King Day. That's a thing that you celebrate. I don't know. It's a king. It's one of these realization that happens every time, which is like, oh yeah, a king, and we still celebrate them. Like we don't celebrate much of the kings that we had in France. I mean, we use the celebration to take a day off and not work, but not really for the kings. Like the kings kind of fucked us over too many times, so we stopped celebrating. See, right now, posting the go live, we're live on Blue Sky took 32 seconds. That is way too long to post something. So I have doubts on the ability of this stream to remain this stream for long enough. That That's what I'm gonna say. The Aiden, hi, welcome on in. How are you? How have you been? How's everything? How's your day going? How was the weekend, I guess, because I haven't seen you since, I think 2 weeks now. Um, this Shane is, I mean, more than 2 weeks, to be honest. And now we're sacked. It's not that heavy, but it is heavy as fuck. So I'm used to these, which just fly out all the time, and that's my regular length. Let me just zoom in. You can't really see it, but like it's a regular chain, and these are hefty. Um, so when I started wearing this one for the first time, I felt that I had to have like a something. And the first day I had like redness where it lands, like basically under my t-shirt, there is like a bit of a more pressure than usual, and my skin wasn't really used to that. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, it's not that heavy, but it's a cool chain to have like a dual thing. So it's like regular flat, long length, and then tiny one on the other side that is bicolor, and I like it. You know, it makes sense. It is. It is also a big ass mirror. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's basically right now I'm looking for other things from them, from the same company. Um, and see how long it's fucking taking to load something right now. That's a lot. That is a lot, a lot. Cat, hi, welcome on. How is you? How is you? Um, See, the CSS right now is also not really loading properly. It is annoying. Like everything is really annoying at this instant. Um, but they have like these, which are really cool, and the one that I have is this one, and the one that I'm looking for later when I have more money in my bank account, which is not the case right now, is this one. And this one is really nice. It's a very, very thin and simple version, but it's neat. We like it. It's just a tad expensive. It's a tad expensive. 16,000 yen is uh, $100 roughly. Um, mm, roughly $100. So it's a bit expensive. It's a bit expensive. There is also this that I've debated buying to get like the bracelets that goes um with this, but it feels like a bit too much. Having the same jewelry for everything is yeah. Eh. It's debatable. It is debatable, but you know, something to check. Yeah, and Kat, I don't know how hot it is for you, but it is hot for me right now, and I am dying. I I am dying. I can't I can't stand these temperatures. I can't. It's crazy. Also, yeah, yeah, it's 27 here. It's just I can't can I? Why? Well, good morning, good day, good time zone, all day. So with that, um, and I'm dying, which is really good. I mean, it's good that I'm dying always. Um, Also, for the title of today, one of the reasons why today is probably going to be like a 1 hour stream is because today is my injection day. So I did my thing yesterday or last night, basically, to get the day and the night to be good. But I still woke up with a headache, and I still have a headache even after uh, taking meds. So that's the usual thing. Uh, And lights don't help, and heat don't help. And I almost pulled out the AC from where it's supposed to be to just turn it on today, just because it's too hot. It feels kind of wrong to turn on the AC already, but I might. It might happen. It might happen. I'm not gonna lie. It might happen. Anyways, that happens. We have some things, kinda. I had the windows open all day, and just because when I'm streaming, I can't really. Otherwise, there is like too much distraction, too much noise, too much things going on that I can't really have. Uh, but yeah, I also hate bugs and flying things, insects. So windows usually stay closed. But yeah, Chris, hi, what got in? And you have dark theme working. Congrats. Congrats. You see my issue with how things are loading right now? This is because the computer is too hot, my internet is dying, and everything is probably gonna die soon. That's why probably gonna be a 1 hour stream. Again, I'm gonna repeat that many times. That's cool. That's cool. We like it. We like it. That's neat. It works. It works pretty well, to be honest. Yeah. Congrats. Congrats. I mean, the server being in Australia didn't really change anything before. Like, it used to load pretty fast. It's just like today has been really, really much of an issue for everything. Like, everything has been kind of dying. So, yeah. That works. That works. It's not Apple problem. It's France and Europe problem right now, where everything is basically kind of dying in terms of the internet and the electric because of the changes of temperatures. So yeah, that's the thing. Um, aha, cool. Rossoneri, hi, welcome in. Welcome back. How are you? How are you? Have you not seen um, the thing? God damn, that's not gonna load. Nothing's gonna load. I'm not even gonna be able to show you what I'm talking about. This is fake, but still, it made me laugh. But that's basically what happened with Spain and Portugal being like not connected to the grid anymore. uh, so you know, and yeah, like that's interesting. And France has been or has had like a bit of an issue yesterday, 3 days ago as well. We've been having like some issues with the powers, and basically the reason that is given is because of the fluctuation of temperatures that have been so fast, in terms of one day it's like 21 to 23 degrees, and then the next day it's like 10. There is a fluctuation in the clouds and the air currents that is breaking how the system regulates itself and provide the power in different like zone. And because of that, it has like more or less demands, and it went into fail-safe, which failed safely in Portugal and Spain, and same thing for France. So yeah, um, so that was kind of a thing, sadly. But yeah, did I feel like I missed something. 1 second. Um, and Stony, don't open your windows when it's warmer outside and inside. Uh, yes, that is common sense, but it's also like really bad because I don't really know. And one of the the huge benefit that I have here is because I have 4 openable windows in this room specifically, and one in the kitchen. I have like a massive air current and airflow, so it it lowered temperatures really, really good. But I would need a bug screen on each of my windows, and I don't have that yet. If I did, I would have the windows open right now. But because I hate bugs, uh, no, not open, not open. Um, so here is some of the reviews that we have for today before the stream crashes and before I crash, the usual. You can recommend me an icon for new authorization alert. I need details. Authorization as in you authorize like a new device, a new person. Um, is it something like there is a new connection somewhere and we want to make sure that it's you? Like which type of authorization alert is it? Because that can sway the direction of an icon. I would say if it's like if it's a device, you may go with like just a regular thing. So if it's like a laptop, you would have this. If it's like a phone, you would have something else. User authorize to our app, and we need to alert each time if user has that setting up. So it's a new user that has access to the app. If it's just that, a new user that has access to the app, you would have like a plus or something. You could go with like I mean, hexagonal version is pretty good because it kind of works. For the thing that are like security based, I think some of these are the easiest option. If it's informative and not alert, like alert there is something to fix, I would go with the information option. And if it's like alert there is something to check, I would go for the exclamation mark option. Security is going to be the shield. So if you want like a combination of both, that would work. But like for information, I would just use this because it's not like info, it's alert info. So it's more important and more angular and informational than like very simple circle. So I would do that. That would make more sense to me. Other than that, this one could be an option. Like the megaphone is always a good thing. Like, oh, there is a new thing happening, and that's like notification. Like we tell you something, but then debatable. And then you have these two that are like optional. But Kate, hi, welcome back. Welcome on in. This one could work because it's like shielded and user at the same time. So information that a user with a shield has happened. This is more like a new moderator happened or a new admin has been added. So might not exactly work as you want it to be. So based on your explanation, I would go for this just because it makes more sense. And yeah, this one for me is called the info lozenge because this is a fucking lozenge or diamond. Diamond would work for if you're looking for it in other UI kit. Otherwise,
Mom,
you can have access for free, I think, to this one with the free version of the Mom UI kit. I think it is the free version. I don't know, but yeah, would do that. Otherwise, what else do you have for security? Information. I guess no. Information is going to be the same thing. But no, that's about it. That's so cute. Some of these icons are really different than others, and that's really bad. I should fix that. I don't want to. I should. I have all of these to do as well. you know, also good job on the confettis. 10 times. Impressive, impressive. What comment? I mean, this is not an SVG collection. It is the Mom UI kit, which contains all of these icons in all of these styles. Uh, please go ahead. Like regular icons, same icon but in duotone, and same icon in sharps. If you're like more someone that needs something for a very specific type of UI that is more sharper, this is where to go. This is where to go. You sure you want to debate that? Alright. Is it safe for work? I mean, it is on Instagram, so it is kind of safe for work, I'm guessing. Um, so I I get it. It makes so much sense. However, um, like it's potentially good. Again, right? Potentially good. But if it's taking existing people and creating non-safe for work images for them, from them, that I don't like. Yeah, that I don't like. If it's just like going back to the categories that they have somewhere around, I mean, they have the categories when we are not here, but kind of here. I guess this one, like most of the things that are like anime and drawings, I'm not okay with it, but still okay with it. Like it's fine. Anything that is more realistic, it needed to be trained on real people for sure. And most of it, I would say most of the content that we have in these are the same. So I get it. What I would say though, from my point of view, I would personally have a chat with them, figure out which AI they are using, and then create an OnlyFans account with an AI generated person and just make banks out of it. So in my own terms, I would go there, figure out that I like one of the models that they have, generate like a ton of pictures in the free tier because they probably have like a free tier or free thing, and then use that because it's AI generated and no two pictures should be the same. I would be able to then get into an OnlyFans app, but also, I don't. Huh. Yeah, I think my main issue is this section right there, where if this is like a picture that someone has taken um, from like a screenshot of a Tinder profile or something, I don't think this is good. I mean, not even good. I think this is really bad. So, yeah. Uh, I mean, the only thing that I can see is that the creation and the AI models that they are using is really good. That's it. But again, the probability of this image being an AI generated image in the first place that has been touched up to get a different style on top of it is highly probable. And then this one is probably the same thing. So, in my point of view, this might be fake data all the way. But yeah. Um, so, yeah, I don't know. Again, I think it could be cash wise really good. As in, there is probably a ton of money in there. There's probably a lot of people that are unable to get dates, unable to get the content that they want to see, and would have to generate it, which in a way, I kind of like the fact that it doesn't hurt anyone that is creating the content. But in the other way, the people that have or are creating that content are available. So, like they, I don't know. Um, the content based on their mom, the content based on their cousin, the content based on the girl that they've seen in the coffee shop that they took a secret picture of. That's the type of content that is not uh, available. The thing from Pokimane, for example, because she doesn't have like an OnlyFans, and therefore like there is a ton of people that are already doing um, AI deepfake of her on the internet, which is really bad. But yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't know. The UI though is pretty good. I mean, she is good looking for some people. Like, not good looking to you, fine, but she wouldn't be where she is if she wasn't good looking for some people. It's not just makeup. That's a difference. But yeah. Um, but again, the UI is really simple. It's a very basic app with a black glass interface that works. And, it works. Yeah, but I mean, it could be anyone. Like, I'm taking Pokemon because that's the first one that came to mind, but it could be any other influencers. Uh, and yeah, I don't stream full time and I don't work anywhere. That's where we are. I wish I had the brain power to stream full time. I wish I had the brain power and the capabilities to work on stuff while I'm streaming, which is never the case. So yeah, but yeah, I used to work some way for sure, and now I don't, which happened. So yeah, I mean I could. So hi, work on it. It was probably the screenshot. Appreciate it. Um, yes. What type do you need, Rosanary? Do you need like mobile? Do you need desktop? Do you need what notification services? It's too basic. I don't know what fourth thing you can do with that feed. You can't do shit with notification. Let me expand that. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Um, the the things that exist and the thing that I recommended are basically this, which is the easiest way to make it more interesting. Having at a minimal point a split in new notification and old notification. This is the Facebook way from years ago, but it's still the case. So that's the main thing. If the notification system that you have has different notification types, as in you've been tagged in something, someone has posted something about you, some new content has been posted, and all of that, um, you would have different styles of content in the notification. And so in here, for example, in the Mom UI kit, we have notifications somewhere. I just forgot where it is, right here, um, which basically is a container that has all of the option. And Daniel, welcome in. Welcome back. How are you? And so that's the option. This is more like a toast notification, the notification feed. So I know it's different, but it's the same concept and same content. If you just needed that as a feed instead of making it uh, like 16 in between, you would have that at 0, and that would be basically your feed. That's about it. Um, but you know, that's that's an option. Um, yeah. So a link on chat from someone that we don't know, usually we don't click them, uh, unless it has been verified by a mod. That's the thing. Specifically if you send like a file. Yeah. But if you just send like a screenshot, that's pretty good. Um, if it is in their Discord, then it's a link as well. Same thing. Same thing. Um, but yeah. Uh, and Kate, to answer the question, no, I haven't tried the Memorizely courses. Uh, I just know that you're going to pay a lot. I mean, the company is going to pay a lot. But you know, um, didn't you say that you provided the option to potentially create a 3D model for them, and therefore they said yes without really asking? Or like, I don't know. I don't know the full story, but you know, nonetheless. Maybe they would click on it later. Maybe they want to see it without the stream going on. You know, yeah, I mean, we never know. Um, yeah. Also, yes. So other than that, Rossonary, there is not much. God damn, 90 screams. Congrats. That's a lot. That is a lot. Again. Let me just go on Pinterest. I feel like um, that's gonna be easier. But you know, you don't really have much options in terms of creating something that is working and appreciated by the users. You will end up with something like this, and it's mostly the same. Um, so again, not seen, seen, and that's about it. So, you know, um, that's recent-ish, Kira. Yes. That is like a year old, roughly. Um, but yeah. Yeah, if it's like notification of event in an app, I forgot if that's the thing, Stony. I don't care. It's probably the wrong one, but it's probably not loading again because my connection today is bad. It's a me thing. It's not a Stony thing. God damn. God damn. Like in the messages or notification that we have here, you would have message around here, you would have notification around there, which are like information about what happened in the platform. But you know, um, that's about it. The other one that we have is this, where the notification in Slack, for example, we have people that are trying to get access to things and notification around here. I have read all of them, so that doesn't really help. But like that system is really simple, and it is, to me, it is the same as this. Um, so like based on how you like to do your notification tray, I think something like this would work 100%. Like these two, the orange one and this one are basically the same thing. And I would recommend you to take a look at them. Nonetheless, they are okay. But like it's really simple. Let me give you the original as well, so that you have both. Both link. I am so dying right now. This one has way more. This one has weird thing. So the image that is coming from Pinterest is sending me to a secondary thing that is not the notification tray. That's bad. Let's see if it is on their profile or if it's just something that was linked. Okay, it's this one. Cool. Now I have access to it too, because it's neat. But yeah, they are the same. I mean, to my knowledge, from what I'm seeing right now, they basically are the same thing. The good thing is they have like a separated version, so you can just open that, zoom in, duplicate it in Figma, whatever. Seemingly, this one is pretty good. Again, the only thing that you need is this. You need to ensure that the notification that you're creating has the option to do everything. So for me, but that's mostly a me thing, I needed to get like all of the properties possible to make these notifications more accessible. So I know like most of the times it's either a notification that will have actions or no actions. And my first property is having the buttons, not having the buttons. And then I have the content of the notification. Does it need an icon in the beginning or not? If I don't need that, that's fine. And if it's not closable because it's in a feed, it's just going to be not closable. And that's about it. And then sometimes in some specific notification, you don't need to explain what it is, and for some you do. And that's mostly, most of the time, all that needs to happen for me to have like a feed that makes sense. In order for this to be a feed, I would need to change the radius to be at 0 and the effect to not exist, basically. So now it just has like an outline, and that outline implies that I can just get that into an layout frame and create the feed. Maybe like this one, for example, doesn't have a sub message. Maybe this one like it doesn't need the time because it's an information about the system, and therefore it has an icon because it needs to stand out from the rest. Usually I wouldn't do that. Like if one of them can have an icon, I would have all of them with an icon as a default or minimal something. But we never know. We never know. And that's it. You now have like a feed of notification that you kind of could have. The good thing about the is closable option is that sometimes is closable is not necessarily closable. It might just be on hover. We need to showcase a way to tell the user, oh yeah, you have more options in that notification. So you can just use that top right icon to say, well, there is an option here, and you can just click on it to have more stuff. But yeah, like as you can see, in like no time with a component that is built properly, you can basically build out the feed in like 16 clicks, and you're done. So you know, details and stuff. And same thing, like the colorful option is what would be, at least from my point of view, like these two, for example, would be colored because they are like the latest one that I just received, and so I need to click on it. And when I click on it, it goes back to default because I have seen it. But you know, stuff like on dark mode it is way more visible than on light mode, but eh, eh, it's fine. It's fine. Much simple. But yeah, like notification feed is probably gonna be this. At least to me, like that's the easiest thing. The more unified you can make them, the better it will be. So if you know that they will all have like a profile picture, just do that. If you know that they can have like a time or something that is attached, do that as well, like as an option in your component. Um, but yeah, other than that, if I'm picking up any of these, like at random, uh, when it is a notification thing, I guess this was a notification thing, kinda. It's kind of the same thing. This is more of an order, but like you see, like the new one, the old one, whatever, same thing. Like they really have the same pattern for everything. So we don't have much options. It's kind of sad. I agree. I agree. But you know, it basically means that anything that you come up with is going to be fine because that's all you need. Everyone is doing the exact same pattern, and therefore, whatever pattern you add, as long as it follows the existing notification pattern that we already are used to, you should be fine. So new notification, old notifications, and in the same system, profile picture, what happened, time, profile picture, what happened, time, whatever, and all of them is basically the same thing. But yeah, this is for mobile app. So as you said, this is more like a social thing compared to what you have. But yeah, I don't have like a ton of project-based notification. I guess this one is pretty good for project-based notification, something that is more like a SaaS app. So let me see if I can just send you that link as well. Interesting. Yeah, that's that would be my recommendation. That would be my recommendation for anything notification related. Okay. So Kane, you're going to do the course. That's what you said. Like these ones, the courses thing. I haven't heard anything about it. That's where I land on this one. I don't know. Um, The only thing that I know, which is really sad, but it's kind of true, is that also Andrew says twice on that thing that 3 times, god damn it, 3 times. She's not that new. She's been here for a while now. Uh, Andressa is one of the first that has joined Memorizely. Nonetheless, then the creating content on Instagram and TikTok and all the thing has been saying thing that I disagree with more often than not in terms of how he's presenting the content, which I understand and I know why he's doing that, but that doesn't change the fact that I still disagree. So the I mean, it's coming in. I also absolutely forgot to do that. Um, that's my bad. That's on me. That is absolutely on me. Sorry. Um, I think number 3 is dropping today, as far as I remember. 3 is unlisted. Sorry, new video is out. Right? Yeah, 1, 2 is public. Cool. And 3 is public as well. I forgot. I forgot. It is public on Patreon, but it's not public on YouTube just yet. So now it is. But it's something that I kind of talked about in the last video of the bootcamp that is currently available in Patreon. Basically, there is something in social media that needs to happen, which is the hook and the way that people are presenting the content. And most of the time, they are presenting it with a tone of voice that is this is the only way. That's the kind of tone of voice that they have of you need to follow this. Like there is one that I just liked on my feed, and I liked it for that same reason. It is somewhere along the line of, I mean, this one was pretty good, but also, you know, not the one that I had in mind right there. Shit like this, for example, like a secret for beta gradients, and they go from white to white, and here they go from white to black. And this is false. Purely false. This is the worst recommendation that you could have, because they don't really explain what it means. Like it doesn't mean anything. Hi Victor, welcome on in. Thanks a lot for joining Twitch. I appreciate that. So this gradient that they have with white going from white to white at 0%, right here. And then if I do the exact same thing, but instead of going from white to white, I'm going from white to black, it blends in better here, which makes sense, that's the goal. But if I had something like, I don't know, a frame, it looks like shit. Like this is trash, like 100% trash content right there. Even if I get this to be a bit darker or different color, it is just wrong. The recommendation that they should have said is, if you want a gradient that fades in with your background, the end color here should be your background color at 0%. And if they had said that, yes, 100%. Yeah, that is true. But because of how it is phrased and formatted and presented, it feels like this is one way and there is no other option. I have another one that is a bit lower in here, which is the same vibe, at least from my point of view. Let me see if I can find it. This one. That's wrong. That is purely wrong. Saying that 54 and 64 is better than 64 and 64 is purely wrong. That doesn't mean anything. If my icon itself is like 12 points. I don't need 54. I might need something smaller. And my regular thing is having like my icon being cornered in the left side of the button. So 54 is purely wrong. It should be like 32 on this side and then whatever the fuck we want on the other side. But, you know, like there is a ton of things that Xander specifically, because that rent is coming from here. The way that it is presented is usually presented as this is the only way and you don't have any other option. If you do something else, it is wrong. And I disagree. I disagree. But other than that, most of the content that is in Memorizely is pretty good. Like they have a ton of good designers in there. Zenda is a good designer as well. So as long as you take the learnings, Kane, from all of that in a way that makes you think and learn, you should be good. Also, like $15 a month is not much. Um, like, not much. And then $39 a month is not much either. So I could do that. I could see that happen. I just say like the boot camps are. I mean, from my point of view, the boot camps are gonna be kind of better. But also, it's a bit more expensive, and the workshops are debatable. There's also a lot of things that I don't uh, like as a general term in online learning, which is one of the reasons why I usually don't have anything that is online. But I'm seeing in the workshop, like they have one right here, which is an AI prototyping workshop. And I get it. I understand. It is kind of the current very prominent thing to do, and therefore people are trying to capitalize on that. But there is no way you will be able to teach me anything on AI prototyping right now, just yet. Like, I've been using it for a little less than a year, and I can give you an outline, but I can't really give you something that is, to my point of view, worth buying. I mean, yes, obviously I would give you like, or make you gain some time to not have to go through everything that I did. But is it really worth what it is? Like this thing, I don't know how much it is. I don't know if it's free or if it's free, that's fine. But yeah, oh no, it's not free. Ah. Yeah, I mean, $80 is okay, but 120 for accessing something that, again, I don't know the content. I can't really speak on it, but I have a feeling that my ability to give you the same information for free is going to be more important, more interesting for you if you're looking for something. Mainly because I don't know, I'm so much online, and probably you too, that I see things pop in my feed way faster than most people. So I don't know. God damn, you're just back, and I was talking about Memorizely for the past hour. Best in time. Welcome on in. Welcome back. How are you? How's the day? So yeah, like this thing is fine. I don't think overall it's gonna be a huge benefit. Um, if the company is paying for it, Kane, you should be good. I mean, go for it. Use the things. They are, again, they are good designers. They are good content. But Yeah. Uh, just have a bit of an issue with how Zender is presenting things here and there sometimes. That's specifically what I was talking about right here is that right this instant, like right now, there is new AI that is coming up today that no one has seen, no one knows about, that is way more powerful than the thing that they have been creating like a workshop on. And so basically as soon as that thing pops in, like Manus pops in with a design version, the workshop that they have is basically dead because this is probably going to use stuff that is, I'm going to, you know, go on a whim here, but there is a high probability that this is, yeah, using like Bolt or ChatGPT or very, very common AI models in here to basically give you the things. But yeah, they do have Securities Bootcamp, I think. Um, they don't have Securities Bootcamp anymore because he's not like a live person anymore, I think. Um, now I don't know. Now I don't know. Like he's supposed to be here. He's supposed to be here, but I don't think because they are like boot camps are supposed to be kind of half live. Um, you should have a bit of a chat with the person. But goddamn, that price is crazy. Um, I know they have like 1 second. I know they have this this Figma bootcamp right here is currently Figma basics, property and styles, auto layout, component prototyping. Right, that's 5 weeks of very short videos or content or whatever. They sell this for exactly $475 after the $200 of reduction. So it's 675. Let's say 700. And then if you just wait a tad, um, you know, I'm publishing my own. And yeah, like if you go there, that's the $25 and you get access to it. It's cheaper. It's the same content. It's more. Is probably better. Obviously, not biased. based on the based on the timeline that they have, is probably better. Um, yeah, I mean, basically, if you wait, if you don't want to pay, which is really good as well, because you know I'm like that. I don't like to make people pay for stuff that I make for some reason. So you know, if you just wait, eh, it's just it's free. It's on YouTube. It's available. So there is like 2 weeks of delay. Patreon is getting step 5 or 6 right now. I think step 5, and YouTube is getting step 3. So there is like 2 weeks of delays, and it's planned to go out the same way. And in basically a month and a half, you would have everything up. So yeah, but for me, I have like Figma basics. That's the first thing. Then I have shapes and frames, mostly important. Properties and styles, photo layouts, components, prototyping, handoff, and an extra things at the end. Because you know I'm kind like this. Oh yeah, what the fuck is happening today? Maybe I got hacked and my box needs to be rebooted, which is probably the case. So it's Cloudflare things. Um, like we currently have yeah, introduction, basic tools, styles and variables, auto layout as a dedicated video, components as a dedicated video, prototyping, handoff, and then the rules, which is the last thing that I'm talking about. But yeah, like that. Basically, in 3 weeks, all of these videos will be out, and you can just sub 4 months and then get the entirety of these at once. You know, useful. Anyways, details. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think again, Kane, to answer the question, even though you were out and I said that already, um, you will be good with Memorizely. It is pretty nice. Like you will have access to things, which is neat. But like that seems debatable. I'm not gonna expand on that. Um, yeah, I mean, I probably need to get access to these things and take a look at what they do and watch one of these videos to see, like really see. Um, but slide versus design mode. I don't know. Mama, hi, welcome back. Welcome on it. How are you? Like again, I'm working on this fucking thing, and right, that slide core, and that's design mode in slide, and design mode in design is different than design mode in slide. So I don't know. I feel like this is probably like a bit of a waste of time. Like if you need a 20 minutes video to tell you everything that is here, when you can just hover each shapes and say, oh, that's an image in video. Oh, that's a shape. Cool. Oh, that's a live interaction. Okay, cool. That's a comment. Nice. And that's the actions. All right. And then we have the same thing. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's still there. This one has been here since 2020. And yeah, still good. The scroll is, I would say, not as good as it used to be, as in the magnetic scroll, right? You can just send it and it just rolls through things. That sometimes in some days it doesn't roll through as fluidly as it used to. The one that I have in Japan, the white one, is the 3S. Yes, is the next version, and it has a bit of a different feel in terms of textures. So I need to go back and see if it's not dead, because it's been in a suitcase for almost a year now, which is bad. But I mean, not almost, for a year. Um, so yeah, that's yeah. Uh, And Kane, to answer the question of how there is multiple toolbars, I don't fucking know. I I don't know why they changed the design of Figma in the first place. Like that initial Figma layout was really good. It worked, and obviously biased because it is where I learn most of the things. So when it changed, it's annoying. The new one is okay because most of it is fine. It's just like things makes less sense than it used to, and having like multiple toolbars is more confusing than anything. Like going from here to dev mode, for example, changes that toolbar entirely. But I mean, it's not that useful. I think I'm gonna say something. I think the reason why it is happening is probably for the same reason that this happened, like this transition, you know? Probably one of the designer or one of the dev internally said, "Oh, I wanted to have like that transition. I want to create something, but I don't know exactly what I need, or we don't have any features to make that happen. So let me create something that is useless, just so we can have that transition that needs micro interaction. And that micro interaction that we have right here of the bar like resizing itself, why not? But I mean, I don't know. If you, Rosario, if you didn't buy the official MX3 and you had like a copy of the MX3, the fact that it died faster makes sense. But you say that you had like a Razer mouse instead, and I don't know enough Razer to say that it's good or not. Like, yeah, I don't know. The thing for the slides gain, which is even yes, that's me. Uh, that's that's me. Very shiny. Uh, the thing for the slides that is a bit more annoying, I would say, or kind of different, that feels even more I don't understand, is you have this view, which is like your initial view. You then have this view, which is like your uh, all the slides view at once. And when you're here, if you want to access like the layers in one single page, well, you can't really. But if you're here, you can have access to your layer if you're like inside of something. But now it's not there. Like it used to be there, so you need to be in the uh, you need to be in design mode to have access to your layers. And then when you're there and you want to select like one frame, you will have access to your layer by opening them at the bottom. But it's not useful. It's not good. It doesn't really work, and I don't like it. I hate presentation, and Figma Slide is really not that good. Um, like I would love to have a combination of both. Like I would love to be here and then be able to zoom out and get access to that view just by zooming out because it makes sense. But then if I'm zooming in like or closer to this, for example, it would give me the sidebar, like intelligently changing things. So it's just I don't like it. I really don't. Um, I I would rather, again, pitch is where I do most, or I used to do most of my presentations. Um, Pitch is really good. It's, you know, like it's nice if it loads. Right now it doesn't because connection is bad, but it will have um, what needs to happen, and the interface is similar. but at least it's a regular PowerPoint interfaces that make sense. Like I have access to this, I have my transitions, I have the things, um, like all of that makes sense. Did I lose the connection again? Yeah, you see, my PC lost internet because it's too hot. Spaghetti, hi, welcome on in. Yeah, I could say that. Why is this bitch ass PC just dying every time? Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Anyways. So this is a pretty simple and working, like pitch works the same. From what I can see, Figma basically took what pitch had with the floating sidebar here. Um, but it's just, you know, this makes way more sense because it is like a PowerPoint duplicate, and therefore people that uses PowerPoint kind of understand what needs to happen, and that's it. Like you arrive here, it's a simplified version of PowerPoint, and you're good. Figma is a simplified version of Figma, and therefore you are used to do so much thing that you can't anymore. That it's just bad. It's just bad. The other option is Gamma, um, which is, God damn it. I don't know if it's this one. I don't think it's this one. Is it? There it is. Um, Gamma is like the same thing. It's the uh, AI for slides. Um, but it's just like more expensive than you think it could be. But I like this interface more. I really like what they have done here with potentially extending like the sections that you have like more things. If you need like a new card, a new AI, a new interstice page, you can with like an AI stuff. It makes sense. It makes sense. And the presentation is flowing and it makes sense. But other than that, it's just expensive. I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened. I just know that now it exists. It's not good, but it's better than Figma Slide. And I'm really sad about Tome. Tome was, uh, I liked the best, but today is their last day. Officially, they are closing down. I think May 1st is their close down thing, which is really sad. I heard something that is really bad. Oh yeah, no, not even like May 1st. Today. Uh, um, today is the last day, which is really really sad. And I loved Tome. It was really good. The interface was much better than any other things, and they lived us because not enough people were paying for it, and not enough people were aware that it existed, and they couldn't sustain and maintain like paying for the AI that they had and all that. So, yeah. Which is really sad. I think you can still create something from scratch, like without really doing anything. Like if you create like a new a new slide format, you can have like your content. You just can't have the AI do anything for you anymore, which is really sad. But that interface was like not the best, but kind of the best. To just add some content, add some information, add some things, add some slides here and there, and it's just, it made so much more sense for presenting, storytelling. It didn't really have a structured format. Like right now, I do have that page format, like the regular page format, and it's just, it's different. Like you could extend it to have something that is longer, and you can spend more time on the very specific slide that has more content vertically, and then it slides to the next one. Like it is good. It is good. I'm so sad. um yeah, it's really good. It was really good. I'm so sad. Anyways, pitch, best option, at least for now. So yeah, Figma slide is really bad. I just wanted to try it, and then I had like I have done the entire fucking slide that I needed from a meeting on the Friday with it. But yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. That's about it. Chris, I have no idea. I don't have any suggestion for that because this is not a thing that I use ever. Like I think I used Skype. I Skype someone, which was probably my dad, when he discovered it, and we tried it, and we had a call with his sister, and then when I was at his sister, my aunt's house, we had a call with my cousin, which lived in China. And that's the only interactions I had with Skype. Yeah. After that, I think I moved to Discord almost immediately. And then Google Meet to cover for calls in companies. So yeah, like Zoom was there, but like not for long, at least not on my side. But yeah. God damn. So, anyways, going back here. So we have some things um that I kind of saved. I said this just because if you've been on the internet and you are following designers or dev, this thing is everywhere. This 3D lanyard thing that has been created 2.5 years ago with 3JS, I think. I think it was 3JS. I forgot. It doesn't really matter. That has been presented once, and it has been presented as, oh, this is so good how we can have like such a realistic material in the browser without being so excessive on the GPU. And then 3 or 5 people said, yeah, that's neat. And since last week, I've been flooded with people just reusing it and either adding stuff on top or doing weird ass shit with it. It pisses me off because it's an old stuff and it's not that good. It is good, but it's not that good. This one is a combination of the 3D rendering and V0 with the bot right here, or the AI to basically create the content. But other than that, I don't think it's good. That's all I wanted to say about it. We've had this thing. We talked about it. I have a video on YouTube about it. This is the straight, not straight pattern that has been popping in the feed for everyone for the past, I think now for the past year and a half. So this is like a bit of a trend. I think it's going to die sooner than expected. I gave it 3 years before people kind of got bored of it. It seems to start to already be, some people are kind of already getting bored of it. So that's that's the thing. I use whatever landing page recommendation that exists for inspiration. So Lapa is the one that I go for most of the time. They have like landing page.ninja or Lapa.ninja. They have like a portfolio section right there, and you can just scroll that. It's almost up to date. When someone posts something and it's added, it's there. You can just interact with it. The other option that I have, or the other, I would say, links that I could recommend is Maxi Best of One, which is kind of similar on the concept. Like it's really, I mean, it is the same thing. It is the same thing. It's just not the same landing pages that are, or portfolios that are sent in there. So this one is also like a pretty good one, at least from my point of view. And then um, if you are not using Arc and you are using Chrome, which that would be appreciated for what I'm about to say, the best thing for inspiration and finding new content is Musli. Musli is the Chrome extension that basically replaces your first tab by a design inspiration source. And it's good. However, however, um, it is InVision based, so it has been created by InVision, and InVision is dead. So I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna survive much longer. Landbook is the other one that is like in there as well, right here. Landbook is really good. I agree with that. Um, there is so many like that. That's the thing. Um, they are all the same. They are all good, and you will always have like the content you need in there. But yeah, mostly the only thing that I'm like debatable about it is InVision based, and because InVision is dead, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what will happen, and I don't know how long it will remain active. It is an aggregator, so technically speaking, they don't have anything to do on their end of things other than potentially like maintaining um, the security of the add-on and their optimization for Chrome or something like this. But you know, um, I don't know. But that's about it. Mostly is really good. Landbook is really good. There is like again, there is so many landing pages and website inspiration that exist that like you should be fine. You should be fine with things. But that's basically what I do. I go on people like on these landing page aggregators, and or if I'm not doing these, I'm just scrolling social medias. Twitter not that much, Threads more. Right now, Xiaongshu lost because it just helps so much. Um, and I'm finding inspiration in other ways, like platforms that makes more sense. Like if I if I just show you that, I mean, show you that, don't not show you that. This is going to be kind of complicated because Xiangshu is in China. And yeah, Bones, hi, welcome on. Welcome back. And there is titties everywhere. Sorry, these are nice titties. You can't see that. Let me see if I can find it. Bitch. Sorry. It's not Friday. Let me see if I can find these. You can see some titties in the middle and pixelated. No, that's not Save It. That is Xiangshu, which is the translation of Red Note in English, which is really good. However, I like so much stuff that the portfolio related content is going to be not loading, and yeah, it's a bit more complicated to get. Kind of laughing at stuff. Like, for example, this was pretty interesting. And also you will have a bit of a hint of titties on the side. A hint on the side right there. This, for example, is interesting. It's a nice representation of Chinese app, and it's a Chinese made account. I don't know if that's their content. I don't really give a shit at this point. But it's there, and they have like a bit of an explanation of how things would look for different badges, different tags on something. And so this is interesting to like basically get the understanding of other platforms and other not industry but other places to see like how they are creating things. Again, most of my content is titties and construction stuff. Like this whole thing is just melting a shower head, and it's good. Or because other things, it's nails. Why not? You know. So there is like a ton of content that I have in here, including this, which Chris, that is kind of potentially for you. This is Void, which is the open source version of Cursor. Potentially interesting. Potentially interesting. I know that we needed to talk about it at some point, but yeah, we'll see. We will see. So yeah, naked construction workers might be my thing. I don't know, not really, but let me see if I can find the thing that I was talking about earlier. Baby. I haven't seen a lot of portfolio lately, to be honest, so that's not going to help. I've seen this though, and this was really good. I don't know what camera they use, where it's placed. I don't. I just I just love it. So nice. God damn. Yes, everyone in the comments are saying Attack on Titan's gluttony attack, and it's kind of fun. But like again, here I'm on the section that has like a bit more apps and stuff, and these are interesting for inspiration. Again, I don't know if this specifically has been created by that creator and poster here. But the video itself is pretty cool, and the content for inspiration is really interesting as well. So that is good. I don't know. I think Plex is what you're looking for, Chris. But yeah, like that overall is to me interesting to take a look at stuff, cats, um, legs, other activities. Like most of it, at least from my point of view, is pretty interesting for inspiration. So if you are looking for, sorry to answer your question, I mean not whoever asked. Um, portfolio, there is like a ton of things in there that is also interesting, based on the fact that it's coming from another place and not just what you are used to, if that makes any sense. So something that you like, some platform that you are not used to see will have content that you are not used to see. So these layouts, for example, for portfolio designs, are more interesting because they are coming from different types of designers, and you will have like a bit of a better inspiration overall to like, well, give you some better idea. But you know, like fun stuff like that, details and stuff. I didn't ask for it. You said it. What's up? Oh, my ass. I am so sweaty. God dang. But yeah, no, overall, that's basically how I find things lately. You can have access to this site everywhere. It is Xiangshi. I mean, this is like a very much details specific to me. I don't think you will have access to this. I have doubts. But maybe. I don't think so. If I just remove things, because I'm going to do that, it's going to be better. That's going to be much more better. Uh, is they have everything. They have everything. I need to remind everyone, as always, this is a Pinterest slash Instagram platform for China, owned in terms of user base by girlies and girlies. Like they are the prominent content. So there is girlies at the gym, there is girlies for nails, there is girlies for anything, but as always, there is a ton of other contents that exist in there, but mostly it is girly related content, 100%. So cats all the time. But then obviously design is in there, AI is in there, crypto browsers are in there as well. But yeah, just know that. The good thing about it is like it is kind of similar to TikTok in the way that the algorithm is extremely good and will give you the content that you like. So I like cats, and I'm seeing cats content all the time. Yeah, good quality content. But you know, like for example, I don't know who said that. I don't know who created this app. No ID. Uh, but like there are people from China that are sharing my app in it. You know, that's neat. But So you will find anything you want to find in there for no reason or with ease, I would say. Um, and yeah, I mean, if you can't log in, that's on you. You can see kind of how things are going through where like I'm changing my algorithm, and right here there was like a ton of cats, but also a ton of design related content that helped. And then if I go a bit more further, you will have a ton of titties again, because it's in there. But yeah, um, it's a nice platform. It's a nice platform. It kind of replaced TikTok for me, not entirely, but kind of. The only thing that I don't like about it, which is wrong, it's not that I don't like it, it's just that it's not made for me. It's that it is in Chinese, and I'm learning Japanese, not Chinese. So yeah, uh, that's the thing. You should be able to log in. Maybe they have removed the ability to do so. I don't know. Uh, but also have accounts on everything, so I probably logged in with something else, to be honest. Um, but yeah, like this thing that I shared last time, same. Like this is the type of content that I see on my feed all the time, which is like construction workers doing their job uh, properly in a way that is just so good. And yeah, we enjoy that. That is nice content. Like everything makes sense. Like everything that is blue is a waterproof membrane that is going to go behind any water pipes and any like electricals. And that makes so much sense because it needs to be waterproof. And therefore it is waterproof. Like it's making you work as it's supposed to be. Anyways, that's the thing. But again, we have like a ton of UI related content in there. Sometimes it's late, sometimes it's not late. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. It really depends. Um, but that's a way to get like inspiration. In the other terms or other platforms, I like how's it called? Designed mods? No. Uh, it's one of these. It is one of these, but right now we don't have the thumbnail, not thumbnails. I mean, Abdido is going to be good, but it's the same thing. If you have Muesli already, you wouldn't have access to these by default because it is the same type of content. But it's interesting nonetheless. At the end of the day, most of the things I'm seeing on Xiaohongshu, on TikTok, on all the platforms are coming from Instagram and Twitter. So if, that can work. Pixel Buddha is not the same. Also, ask your question, Kane. I have so many. Designer length is not the good one. I mean, it's good as well, but it's also hashed. Yeah, no, I guess. I mean, from my point of view, Twitter is gonna be pretty good. But yeah, tomorrow is officially, I think, a public holiday. It is the day of work. I think. I think tomorrow is la journée du travail, which is the day of work, which means that we don't work on the day of work. The name makes no sense compared to what the activity is. So yeah, there is like a bit of a vacation day tomorrow officially. But yeah, Workers' Day, but not. Uh, it's not translated as Workers' Day in French. It is Work Day, not Workers' Day. So, eh, debatable, debatable. Um, I saw these, and I kind of looked at them for the same reason that I had on Monday. This is pastel-ish. They have like a ton of things that are a bit more muted in terms of colors, and specifically like this last one is more of a pastel versions. There is a resurgence of cream. I know it sounds kinky, but there is a bit of a resurgence of cream design when it comes to layout and things. I think I passed one, which I think is underneath. Um, but yeah. Also, going back to the notification, I didn't know that I had one in my feed already. So yeah, so this is another one. Works the same way. You can see that the past notifications are going to be grayed out, which is like disabled, and the newer one are just open, which I do like as a concept. It's a nice way of representing things. So that could work as well. Also, if you want like another version. These cards have been popping on my feed all the time, and it's the exact same concept as earlier. It is straight but not straight. So it starts straight, but then you have like a bit of an angle to showcase the dynamism and organicness of the layout. Same thing as usual in my understanding and personal assumption here. The reason why most of the designers currently are doing this is to have organic shapes, something that feels more natural and less AI generated. Again, it's not achieving that because everyone is doing the exact same thing. Therefore, there is a common pattern. Because there is a common pattern, it seems AI generated. So, yeah, details. Um, Also, this one made me laugh just because of that reply. I mean, they're not wrong, but also if you pay £12 for a flight, I don't think you are in any way entitled to complaining. But maybe I'm wrong. Same thing, that this is the exact same concept and person for different cars. But dang, that's the thing. We've had this is also something that is popping in. But this one specifically is more complex and a bit more interesting than the other ones. But since last week, 2 weeks ago, I would say, there is a pattern and something that has changed in the way that I'm seeing content from designers on the internet. Let me explain. The regular content from designers is, I've made this button, it looks nice, take a look at it. Regular content of designers on social media. For the past 2.5 weeks, it has changed to, I've made this folder thing. So designers right now are moving away from buttons and transferring it to folder. This one is the best, most unique that I've seen, but you will see in my feed, I kind of saved like 3 of them in the past 2 days. And it is really coming in a lot. So if you are someone that is creating something on social media, maybe do some folders. I don't know. It seems to be a thing that works. Before I go to another folder, this was really impressive. It's not that much design, but it's a really cool thing. I think it's inspired by the one that we have on Cyberpunk, and these clothes are really nice. So yeah, cool concept. Cool concept. This is going back to what I shared on Monday, that person is creating a ton of not Swift UI, but like DOS related animations, and it's really nice. They use a lot of colors, and this one is a bit of a confetti slash firework version, which I like a lot. It's cute, and you know, it's P5JS. I think I'm gonna need to do that, and we'll see if it works. No music. You tell me if it's too loud.
You don't need a business model. Your Series B is just around the corner. No one reads your investor updates, and that's a good thing. You're not just building a GPT wrapper, you're inventing a new user interface. Your CAC is low. Your LTV.
This is AI generated ASMR based on Tech Bros terms. And it's kind of fun, at least from my point of view. It looks AI, which is good, but it's also really impressive.
You don't need a business model. Your Series B.
At least I think. And
investor updates, and that's a good
yeah, it's kind of fun. Anyways, that is the same thing. Kane, when you were not here, I kind of explained something, not about this one specifically, but, you know, about other things. That's wrong again, and it is presented as truth, and there is no other way. The fact that you have the same colors for light mode and dark mode, it doesn't matter. If you have different colors, it might be good, but it doesn't change much if your color is accessible on both and it doesn't need adjustment on dark mode or on light mode. You should be good. And this is again presented as truth, and it is not. So keep that in mind when you're doing the memorizing thing, but you know, details. I saw this earlier today. It is again made in Rive because Good is working at Rive, but having like these icons and illustration animations in the tabs of an app is pretty impressive. I hate this corner. This thing, where it's on dark background. Why is it not smooth going in? Why is it so flat? I know why, but god damn. Yeah, you don't really have a choice though, specifically for the runners. But yeah, I mean, that's an option. What did I say? Folders. Everyone is doing folders experiments, and so you know, no. I mean the way that they are presenting it, not the check. The difference between a good design and a great design. That's not true. That what they are saying. The fact that they have like a cross or a check, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But it's the same thing that I kind of said down. Like there is another post lower down that we will access at some point in that review of my feed. But yeah, this one was pretty interesting as well to see like how they have created something, but you know, details. That one was fun, but also the cross is not in the center of the blob, so that pissed me off. And I know it's like because it's not a full circle, but it's annoying. Same thing again, straight but not straight. Everything is the same angle. Everything is like different organically placed things with rotations, and you can move them around and they like rotate and slide in. Cool concept, but again, this is more unpredictable and organic, and therefore not AI generated. I think that's the idea and the goal behind everything. Um, that is the thing that I shared earlier, which is the same thing. Like the secret for better gradients, I'm gonna repeat myself. They are saying that from white to white at 0% and from white to black at 0%, white to black at 0% is better. This is false. If you take this with the assertiveness of that post of how to make better gradient, you would imply that this is like going from white to black makes better gradient, which is not true. The truth here is going from white to the color of the background in which you are will give you a smoother transition compared to this. But yeah, that's the only thing. It's the same thing. They are like presenting it as very much the truth and the only source of truth. So I don't like it. I don't like it. Going back to pastels, really much coming back. I'm repeating myself every week and every stream, but pastels are coming back in force. I hate this, but I understand, but I hate it for many reasons. The main reason why I hate it is because, technically speaking, this is vandalism, where you are destroying public property, and they do it in a way that is the most traceable to them with no issues. Like, I have access to their account, I know the name, I know their location, I know their website if they have one, and it's recorded, it's on tape. If there is like a lawsuit, specifically because they are in the US, they have ground for a lawsuit and no issues with this. This is why I hate it. The work is good, but the content shouldn't exist, or at least it shouldn't exist with their face on display. I understand they need to have like a bit of an artistic take on I'm taking over something, but you know, that's no good. There is a version of this in France, French, so I don't, I have already a bias on this, but they are doing it with tiles. They are gluing tiles on walls. They don't really show them face, and they just show the pieces, which is really good. Dabshi, hi, welcome back. Well, come on in. How are you? How's everything? This was for Denny specifically, but Denny is flying tomorrow, so I don't think we will see Denny today. The entering version, like the transition for the text, is again the current best transition that people are using too much. So that is no good. Congrats, Dapshi. Congrats. That is pretty good. That is pretty good indeed. Right? I mean, I'm gonna plug myself. But that transition for the text is the current transition for everything. So if you want to use that transition, please don't. I'm going to remove it from my website at some point just because it's not making any difference anymore. It's good, but it's not good enough. So, detailing things. Pastels? I'm really picking up like very specific things when I'm scrolling through my feed, but every time that I'm seeing like something that is related or relevant to what I've been saying for the past month and a half, I'm just gonna keep it. So this is pastel coming back again in force, which is pretty cool. This one was interesting. I remember that someone asked about how to do palettes last times, and I did show you super palettes, which is interesting. This one specifically is a bit more interesting on its own. It has like a bit more of weird behavior, I would say, in terms of how it's presenting the palette itself with the gradient on the side. but it is neat. Like that gradient right there is pretty interesting. I do like the transition so that you can see how the colors are flowing together. And if you have like too much of a cut in between two of them, it is an interesting concept. I don't know exactly how it is built. Why? It's neat. It's a nice concept. It's a nice idea with all of these transitions. You know, it's just nice representation and data. Fun stuff, fun tool. Nonetheless, that doesn't change much. That's the reason why I kept it. Same thing. See that thing? Same. Again, people are talking about this exact same tool again. Chris, I saved this one for you. I know you finished the G, but that G is pretty cool. It's a pretty nice G, and I thought that you might appreciate a nice G. It's nice. I don't know this app though. I have never heard of this, and the app icon is nice. So it's really curved, but it's curved in a good way. When I looked at it earlier, I was like, oh, is that like an 8 that they cut? Because it looks kind of the same. And probably in that font, the 8 looks similar. But that bottom section having like a bit of a, I would say, smiley face where it has like that bean shape is interesting. So I don't think you want to redo your logo again. But you know, it's nice. It's nice. Specifically the top. The top is similar to the one that I've done. And yeah, just nice. Just nice. This one is popping up on my feed every time. Andreas is sharing a ton of content always, which is good content. But this is the transition in between dark mode and light mode for some of the apps that are pretty cool. Duolingo has a really nice one from my point of view. Flighty is just simply adding the lights. And then Raycast is not that good, in my opinion. I think the best is Duolingo. Like, it's really nice to have like the torch, but you know, details. Nonetheless, Cream, as I said earlier, Cream interfaces are coming back, and so there is a ton of things. If you remember, Clubhouse used to be Cream as well. So this one specifically, and you know, that's coming back. Going back to the same point that I was making about having anything um, in in a tone that makes it truth, and that's the only way. This is the same thing. Um, how to design better icons, buttons? False. 32, 54, 64, 32 is false. It doesn't give me anything, and it should be percentage based on content. Because right now, I don't know how much content I have in the center. I'm guessing this is a 40, because like that's 32, and this is like a bit more than 32. So I'm guessing this is like a 40 or maybe a 38. What if I don't know? That's kind of wrong. The other thing that pisses me off on this one is that they don't use a capital letter for the subscribe, meaning that now the text itself is one singular height and not the wave that will be created with the capital S in there. So that's a weird thing. Again, if the icon was smaller, it would be smaller here in for me, because I do like to have my buttons with two options, either having them like flat left or centered. If it's centered, I would rather have 64/64 because it's much better. If it's not centered, I would rather have my icon in a block. I kind of showcased that before, but I'm going to show that again. if I have a button like this, let's say it's a button that is 38 or let's say 40 by something. If I have an icon in here, I would have my icon at 24 by 24, and my goal is going to ensure that it is at the exact same distance of everything to basically say, if I'm here, the icon itself is going to be contained in that block of space so that it's good, and then my text can be wherever the fuck I want it to be, and it's going to be like something around here. Maybe on the other side we want like 1111, right? So that we have something that makes sense. The goal every time is to ensure that we have from the distance of the corner right here to the distance of that corner as close of a square as we can. And if we can't, it is better to get like half a square for distance to give it like a bit more breathing room, or 1.5 squares. But that's about it. It depends. Yeah, like it's a that to me, like this is wrong because it gives you like a definitive option. Here, I'm giving you my option. This is what I would rather do. But if you prefer to do this, that's fine as well. Like, as long as it works, and as long as it works for the design that you're trying to create, I don't think you need anything like that. That works as well. Like, it's just the main point here for me, at least, is it is the always make sure because that's wrong. Like specifically if you adjust the padding the way that they have adjusted it here, and they say that it needs to appear balanced, it makes it heavy on this side because there is less space, because this element is more busy than the text. There is more information on this side, meaning that this is more important, meaning that it is busier, and it should be the opposite. It should be something like 68 on this side, or maybe like 70, and then 64 on this side to balance it out. But no, like this is not visually balanced at all, at least not for me. So yeah. And Chris, for the previous message about Central me being kind of blocked, if you want to share something, please do. Please do. We can take a look. We can take a look. This has popped in, and I don't know how it's made in Illustrator, but I'm impressed. I know that they are showcasing how it's made, but it's in Japanese, so that might not help most of you. But they basically are applying like a 3D transform to that thing to the curve itself, which is impressive. Yeah. Or he likes it to an extent. But see, that thing is pretty cool. Cool concept. Cool thing. Yeah. You know. I've talked about that. I like them a lot. It's not for everyone. But these logos are really cool. And, you know. I think this coming back is not a bad thing. Uh, I don't mind it. This one was fun. This is the vibe coding icon. So it's combining the coding icon and the AI star, which is debatable but understandable. And I feel like the execution on this one and this one is really good. On this one is pretty nice, and on this one it is not. It creates such a sharp angle here that should have been like rounded to make it more sense. But when you round it, and I understand why they haven't, you end up with something that seems as if you had taken a bite, like a cookie with a bite icon. It's kind of similar, so that's probably the reason. But yeah, this one is really good, and then these two are really nice as well. I do like them. So potentially vibe coding icons could be used later. I don't know. Same thing, pastels, right? Some pastels on this again. And then this one was weird. I get it, but it's more distracting than anything to me. Like everything else is moving, but that first day doesn't have the right to move. And specifically when it goes from 20 to 17, there is a direction issue in the way that the numbers are flipping themselves. So yeah, I think this concept is pretty cool as a concept for transitioning the numbers. I feel like there could be something a bit better in terms of which direction the numbers are supposed to go to because of how the sequence is going. So going from 22 to 21 goes down, like the numbers are going down, that makes sense. But going from 20 to 17, which is what they have right here, which is kind of weird. But, you know, going from 20 to 17 should just go 0, 7 or 0, like 9, 8 in the vertical way, because it is making more sense. If it goes back up, which is what happens, it feels wrong, at least for me, to have like the 7 move back up, and if that makes sense to you. But yeah, that's an interesting concept nonetheless. So it's also like something that the ticker numbers is really, really common right now. It's another patterns. Yeah, this is interesting. Saya has created this thing, which is stickers, which I'm guessing this is the highlighted message slash redemption on the stream, which is interesting. And the way that it's presented is cute, as always. So we do like it. If it pops out at some point, we will probably get something similar. But, you know, cool. Going back to 6 months ago, roughly, when Denny asked about business cards, we showcased Maggie business card, which has basically the same concept of Kumai right there. And this is the most easiest, simplest version of a business card that you can have. This is a website, but it gives you all the thing you need in one go. And that's a cute concept. Cute concept. Anyways, I think this is the last one for today on the feed. This is a new plugin tool for Blender, so it doesn't touch most of you. I just like it a lot. It is a draw a line with your pencil to basically create keyframes and transition animation in no time. Like you define how things are supposed to go, and it will work with like any element. You select the element and then you draw on the canvas and it will follow through. Each of the marker is the keyframes or the speed in between. So the furthest away they are from each other, the fastest it is, the closest to each other it is, the slowest it becomes. And that's a very, very interesting, I think, from my point of view, interesting way of animating, because this is how we learn how to trace and basically prepare for the transition in the animation in um, animation shorts or something. So having that inside of Blender in a natural way, if you have like a tablet or something, you can just draw the exact line, the exact direction of everything. It is really good. It doesn't touch most of you. Again, this is like Blender and animators stuff, but it is so good that I needed to share it because it is so good. That is the reason. It is good, and we like it. And yeah, I think that's the last one. This is the thing that I liked yesterday, but that's not that much interesting. This is Viant UI, which we talked about before, and it is like an AI to generate. They say code, but it's basically like design-based stuff. And yeah, I'm probably gonna have early access to this at some point, and we're gonna try it out. But yeah, no. And that's that. That's about it. And also Kane, yes, 100%. This is, I mean, I know you said the same thing, but it is. I think I need to do the fucking clever business card design to get the thing. You know, that's the thing in question. And going back to the one that we showcased on Monday, you know, dang, is the same concept. But yeah, Maggie's business card has always been the most interesting and the most used business card example. Yeah, like these things that basically popped up on my feed yesterday or Monday have been done for decades by now. So many designers have, dev specifically have created these cards, and it's just bad. It's just bad. The sad thing is you can't do that with most stuff. Like I don't have my ad for Instagram that matches my website, for example. Like at AOA.design isn't working with a business card because it's at AOA_designs. It wouldn't work as an Instagram handle. Reset. I would rather have this though. That's cute. Impractical, but cute. Anyways, deals and stuff. All right. So, here you have, or you want specifically, I guess a SaaS app is going to be giving us what we need. It is going to be website based, like native. We don't want to promote the app itself directly. It makes no sense or less sense. And I think these are pretty neat, but also debatable. That's an interesting one as well. It combines the two, so we could do that. So they are paying. Osmo is paying for stuff. I see. It's good to know. Good to know. Not trust the fact that it's there. Also, going back to the thing that we kind of didn't talk about, but kind of talked about about inspiration earlier. These websites as well uh, helped me so much in the past into discovering new tools, discovering new platforms and new options uh, that I didn't heard of or didn't heard about before. Like browser-based, for example, is something that I heard of last week or last weekend, which is an interesting thing. But if I didn't, I would probably have discovered it through Lava or through LandNote or whichever platform exists to have like landing pages as representation, just because I'm interested by the design of their landing page, and then I just check it and see if it works or what it does. And if the tool or the landing page is interesting enough for me, I will then probably create an account, check it out, and see what I can do with it. And why is it so nicely looking or anything? I don't know, but just then, just know that this is an option for you to discover things as well. So yeah, this is weird. I think there is a missing image here. Something's supposed to be loaded. Otherwise, I have it now. Also, that button don't work. Trash landing page. Good to know. That is cute as fuck. Sorry. That's cute. Just a designer thing. Don't worry about it. Are you talking about the one exploit for macOS stuff? Is that the video in question? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that already. Not the case. You're right. Hi, welcome in. I don't have AirPlay enabled because I don't have anything with AirPlay in my house. But yeah, I've seen Nate. I have seen Nate earlier today. The good thing is that because I'm running beta software, these things are patched faster. But yeah, I get it. It could be that. Could have been that. Nonetheless. How are you? How's everything? I'm too hot. I'm sweating and I'm dying. And other than that, that's what's happening. I'm dead. Yeah. I see. That was weird. The fact that this is not loading but loading is interesting. I'm sorry. I think this is on purpose, but goddamn. I mean, yeah, but also, um, I don't know. I feel like this is better. I feel like this is better. The thing that is fun for me, Stony, is that you are not realizing that I'm currently looking at landing pages specifically for you, so that we have like a good base for your stuff. So I'm currently working on that to find like more inspiration on what we currently don't have. But yeah, I can stop if you want. That's an option as well. That is a good option. I'm dying right now. This is really much like a Framer website with a bit more interactivity, which is interesting. We'll see. We'll see. Nonetheless, this is good. This is a neat potential transition. There was a bit of a break here and there, but I think, yeah, I like that. Anyways, um, I like the way that they have these. To be honest, the fact that they are like full width plus full width on both sides, and then this navigation on the side is interesting. Um, I'm trying to see if we could have something that makes sense in terms of keeping the navigation of the website and the landing page similar, as we said earlier. But I don't know if it's practical. Also, this is cute as fuck. That's more for me than for you, but goddamn, this is cute. Also, goddamn. Last one. These are really cool. I don't think we can do that. Again, this is a tool that I don't know about, and it looked interesting, and the landing page was looking really cool. And that is pretty nice. That navigation is cool. Automated. Oh, that's neat. This is a recurrent theme. That square grid in the background plus the ash line seems to be like a common pattern that is coming back as well. I'm not saying that because, you know, I mean, not nothing. Nor did we have the same concept around here with the hash line and things. But you know, it's interesting that it's coming back. This is some of the initial early CSS things that are making comeback in a way that is same thing, interesting. So I like it. I like it. Anyways. That's interesting. I mean, that's an interesting way of advertising. Why don't you like Tailwind 4? It's really good. The update is really nice, specifically for designers. Like, I understand why, as a dev, you might not like it, but it's... That's a skill issue, Stoney. Skill issue, as always. That's probably the case, yes. Yes, that's probably it. Yes, Tony doesn't like change, which is the reason why he's creating no mercy in the first place, because change, you know. I might do that to keep what we currently have in terms of continuity with the current layout, because you said that you kind of like it, right? That this is the base, so we could have the same base at the top to just showcase the same thing. It's just the difference of content around here. That could be a good idea. Let me see if I can just bring back this from here. That would make more sense for me to just, load it. Would be faster, at least. So let's load that here. And hmm. Eh. Did I not? It's pretty no good. I don't like this. Like you currently need these 3 buttons, you know, like regular things, but mm, I see. Interesting. God dang, that was a lot. Um, no one is in control of the music today. The music is just crazy. There is a bit of an issue with the player, and I can't really control it. Like it's bound to something else. There is like another app that seems to be running, and it's just not the right one. So yeah, like I'm supposed to be able to pose and shit, but it's not. Like it kind of works, but it doesn't work. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. I've been having like a lot of issues with sound in the past few days, specifically on stream. So that's the situations which we don't like. So that makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. The order of operation doesn't really exist. You need to register before you log in, which makes sense, but you can't download, register, and log in. You should register, log in, and then download. So the download button in the header is a good idea for accessibility because it would be there all the time, but it might not be a good idea long term. I need to think more about that specifically. You will figure out the content that is in there, that's for sure. Like I'm not gonna do that. I can give you like the layout, but I can't give you the content itself. And again, I think I'm gonna launch one of these. Just because it makes more sense and it's easier for me to just flap something out. You know. Um, like what we said was sorry. uh, what we said was one of these basically to go through. I just don't know exactly which one it is, obviously, as you can tell. And I think it's one of the abstract, but it's also not that. So I would do that because that makes sense. Feature 1, feature 2, feature 3 is the best option, easiest option. And useless is useless, but that would be the Discord thingy from my point of view. So here, right, we have the exact same layout. As said, we would have these things in the background, which we already have in place. So that's not something that you need to recreate. It's just, it is there. I would get that. God damn. I would get that in place. And it is the same thing. So for you here, you would need like a third button for sure. You would need pricings for sure. So there is a need for pricing somewhere, which we don't have. I didn't put that. My bad. My bad. My bad. Do we have a pricing section? Yes, right there. What's your pricing, Stony? What's the goal? Do you have like one-time subscription, monthly, yearly, something? Yeah, that's that. You see, Chris, why I'm avoiding this? If I don't have any fucking direction, it's not gonna work. It is not gonna work. Like I don't know what needs to go in the landing page. I don't know the pricing. I don't know the content. I don't know the pages that are necessary. I know nothing right in this instant. So I best thing I can do is this. I can give you like a skeleton of something um with how the content needs to be. But yeah, other than that, that's it. Like I don't have more information than you because you don't have any information. And if you don't have the content, I don't have the content. I can't work on that. I think this is an interesting view as well. Again, I do like this, mainly because of the simplicity, but I don't know. I don't know. If we add a feature section, um, something like something like huh. Not that. Something like that? No. Maybe something like this. Bleh. I don't like that though. That's no good. That is no good. The cards are a good idea. Why it's gonna bring us stuff that we don't need. We don't want to have. Huh. I guess we could do that. That's true. Like I like these things. These sections are pretty nice. I have an appointment at a new consultancy agency, interesting, in a building where another company is also located that ghosted me 2 months ago after 2 interviews and a code test. Well, you can go there and require them to pay you for the work you've given them because they probably implemented the thing that, you've provided. I think we should do that. I think we should do, you know how there is like AI poisoning, where you add some noise related stuff uh, on your image so that if it's trained or going through like an AI processing to be the same way, I feel like it would be better to have hidden AI failsafes inside. Yeah, that would be good. If you've met them on the call before, that would be pretty neat. Of an awkward situation of, oh, you're here. Oh, but why? But why not? I've had a company in Japan that basically had like they asked me to do like uh, an ad hoc assignment, I would say. I mean, that's how it's called. And they say, as a reward, we will give you like a 2,000 yen Amazon gift card. And 2,000 yen is it's $20. I mean, technically it's 15. So, I mean, I don't care, but what's kind of fun. If they gave me like a 20K Amazon gift card, that would have been really impressive, because 20K is roughly, yeah, roughly $200. That's pretty good. That's a better incentive, but no, they can't do that. Sorry. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this could potentially work. It's just, debatable. It is just debatable. I don't know. I'm combining things, which is not a good idea, to be honest. Um, why are you moving with the fucking... Well, the thing is, I can't. Like, there is a ton of things that, like, from my point of view, the base layout that I just have right now is not good, but it's a good base, and then Stony can figure out what goes in there. And then once we have something and I know what needs to go where, that um, will imply like a lot of things. The reason why I don't like this approach is because I know how Stony works. And I know how, if I give him a layout, he will do that layout. And then when I will change the layout because the thing that he put inside doesn't work, he will complain. So, yeah, like there is a process, steps that don't work at that instant. Um, so the generalized layout exists already, and we good, and it's there, and it does what it's supposed to do, and we have shit stuff. you know. Um, why is you not changing? Thank you. 380 is very low. Um, yeah, that makes no sense. Are these instead of a group or something? Like, what the fuck happened? Oh, they are inside of a frame. There's a bit of an issue with this. When I'm moving that, the icons are moving up, which is not supposed to happen. But they are not like moving up properly. They are moving up inside of their container, which is, again, not supposed to happen. And it's weird. But it's probably because they are in a group. Ugh. Yeah, that's weird. Let me do that. Let's see. No, it's still broken. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. And that way I'm gonna be fine. .45 by 45 stock visual. That's the icon container. It's not supposed to move. It's supposed to be there. And my goal here is to have the beginning of the text to be visible under the fold so that we have something to hint. There is a bit of a flow going there. Then we have some features potentially. And then some in details features if you want. So basically, or technically speaking, I would invert these two, or technically these three, to get like the navigation with the logo first, and then something else probably would be a good idea. But I like maybe you want the grid with everything first. That again, that depends on you and the content that you need. Like I don't know. I don't know. Do not know. Um, I think start for free is going to be pretty good instead of login. Um, why am I cap locked? God damn it. I can't type. Ah. And then the secondary one, I guess I'm gonna need the download here. And I'm probably gonna use that the secondary instead. Uh, yeah, probably. Probably when I stream. The the other title that I'll probably use one day and soon-ish is This Stream Could Have Been an Email. I feel like this is a pretty funny one. It only touch on people at work, so that could be good. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, bad. Bad, bad, bad. I see. Uh, I don't like it. Um, I know why I don't like it, but I know why you won't like what I'm about to do. You know, I guess. I guess. Oh, oh. Link? No, you didn't. These are annoying. I agree with that, but they kind of help for some reason. In terms of conversion rate, they kind of they do what they need to do, and it's you know it's annoying, but it works. Um, the repetition it's is the point that I'm making. Like I don't like to have the start for free on every single block, but also. Oh. Hmm. I guess. Yeah, that's why you start for free. Because basically you can have access to the server itself for free. But then Plus and Pro could be coming soon. Um, you know, and all that. Like the actions and actionable things would be highlighted as that's for later. Yay. But it's still like an incentive for you in order to say if today you do start for free, it implies that later there will be a payment option. And you don't like shoot yourself in the foot in saying free, like download now or something. So there is an expectation of there will be a pricing sometimes uh, for something. Maybe you consider the free, right, in the hobby currently hobby section should be then just server your own server is free forever, whatever. It's the server, you own the server. But anything that is in Plus or Pro or subscription based model would be access to the catalog and other things, but like the details. Yes, also yes, 100%, 100%. you know. Like in the feature that I have, for example, in Can, the sync is to the paid feature. It's a paid feature because it needs server cost. And so if you have something that is something that you are paying for the user, it goes into the paid tier. That's basically it. So if you have the subtitle, AI subtitle stuff, you could, you know, justify. I might be wrong. I think you just have like one plan. You don't have plans, but one plan. Um, have a good rest of your day, Chris. Take care of yourself. It's not gonna evolve. We'll see you soon. Uh, you might have just one plan. If that's the case, I would highly recommend you to put it with a high price, even if the price is going down later. So something uh, like let's say you just have server and pro right now. I don't know. I'm just gonna do that. And you say that it's something outrageous for no reason. And you could, and I would highly recommend you to do that. To again, same system, same thinking process. Pro is coming soon, and it gives you these features. You can list things at a very specific amount of money, and people will be like, "Oh, cool! That's a very interesting feature that I kind of need to have." However, the price is pretty crazy. And then when you release, you say, "Well, because we have like new tech, new stuff, we went down to $80 a month, so to $69 a month, to something that is much lower, like probably half of this." But this is what we call anchoring. So if I give you, I had this talk before. If I give you my prices in the range of my prices are between 120K and free, your brain went to fuck me 120K or free. Okay, cool. Free is fine. But usually what happens when we do that is like we say between 120K and 30K, and that 30K seems like nothing. So if you said it's going from 30K to 120, they are still stuck on the fact that 30K is too much for them. But if you said 120 to 30, they're like, oh yeah, 30 is fine. It's a bit above my budget, but like 30 is fine. And so same thing here. If you start your anchoring in the brain of your users and say, like the Pro is gonna come soon at 420 a month. I know it's expensive, but it's like server cost and hosting and blah 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 blah. You know, all that. Um, that's an option. You can just say that. People are going to say, well, that's expensive. And then once you release it, you just and they're like, oh, Oh yeah, oh that's cool. Why did the price 10x down? Well, because now we have enough users to justify if like 10% of you are paying, then it's basically going to put the price down at this, and that's going to be the new price. Maybe that's amazing, maybe it's not, I don't know, but you know, that's the anchoring. Just simple system, it works, and all that. The grandfather scheme is bad, and I would highly recommend you to get like a subscription model that is updated, if like automatically updated. So if like Apple is doing that pretty well, obviously that's you know, it's Apple and apps. But if I have my system that updates the price of a subscription and it's a more expensive thing, it will cut every subscription and ask them to resubscribe, basically, so that they know that there is a new price and that's what's happening. If it's a downgrade in terms of price and it's going from like $14 a month to $12 a month, it is automatically applied, and the people that were using or used to pay 14 are now paying 12. So you know, that's a good thing. I think you shouldn't do a price increase. I think you should do price decrease. You know. But that's a very me thing, not capitalistic at all. Like if you have no, even long term, like in my point of view, if I have the ability to down price my apps to the level at which they are like $1 per subscription, and I'm still profitable because I have enough users to be profitable, I will. Like if it is enough to maintain the app and make it like sustainable, I could down price the app rather than up price and upscale the price. Like it's a retention magnet to the extent that if we reach 10,000 paid users, the price is going to be halved, because the amount of revenue that I'm getting from that could like basically give me like a 33% discount for everyone and everyone else after that. So someone that is from the first 10,000 is going to pay a bit more in the beginning, and then when that's broken, they all get a discount of 30%, and everyone that's come after that is basically having the same price at 30% down than the previous one. Then we reach the 100,000 active paying users, that halve the price again. Like there is like a 30% that is taken off, and so on. And that is because the amount of paying users is enough to render the app sustainable, and I don't need that much money. And that's the thing. But right now, I don't have my first 10,000 paying users. I have 6. That's not going to work. But it's a thing that is gonna happen. It makes sense. I have 2 options in my pricing for all the things. You have seen them happen. I start at 0, or technically $1. That is a symbolic dollar, and then I double it to 2, and then double it to 4, and 8, and 16 until I reach 100, and then I price it to the price that I need it to be. And then I do the opposite. I made something that is a bit more expensive, and if I reach a certain amount of sales, I discount it. And if I reach a certain amount of sales with that new discount, I discount it again. And the 10x is always a good idea. Like 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, like paying users. That's usually give you enough Trump hands, enough padding, temporary temps, how it's called, cloud. things to offset the cost on other things. It works. It's just like it's not a, a seemingly practical. There is like a minimum price that you can have your things at. And if you start at this price and then you up your price, you will lose users. If you start at a higher price and then you lower your price, that is crazy for everyone. No one has heard that happen before, and therefore there is more people that are coming in, and then you lower the price again. And if you have that is explained and showcased on the website, uh, basically people will either hope that more people are going to sign up before they do, or maybe they really like what you're creating and they are signing up, and then 3 months later, it's just downgrade. They all get a discount. Like, you appreciate them for supporting the project and have like given a bit more money in the beginning, but then they get a cut on what they used to pay. So their bills that they used to pay, like, I don't know, $50 a month, they are now paying 45. Then maybe a year later, they are paying 38. And maybe a year later, they are paying 24. And they're like, yeah, I'm getting more stuff for less price. Win-win for everyone. And you are getting more users that are taking like a lower entry points, but every time it's just reducing until it reaches like your unbreakable cost, which would probably be if you have like a million user and me a million paying users. A million paying users at $12 per month per user. That's that. I think you're good enough to pay all of your infrastructure to cost average everything. Like, you are probably not gonna have something that costs you 12 million a month. So, I mean, taxes and shit, but like, you will have like your minimum price that you can't really break even, and the app is not sustainable anymore. And you can define that now, but if you start high, you just downgrade in increments, you should be pretty good. It is a model that is not appreciated by capitalistic models because it's not. It's the opposite. But it's just giving back to the community that have built up or giving you the ability to build up the tools. And I like that model a lot. It's just, it's a bit complicated to convince people to buy in. Um, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's the plan. So if you think about it in terms of, if you have, like, for me, for example, I need 100,000 users in total to get my 10% that are paying users, to get roughly enough money to potentially discount everything. So that's a that's a good thing. It's Yes. The only thing, and knowing you and knowing the community and the users that you are targeting, there is something that you will have for sure, which is the lifetime. I'm guessing you kind of want to have like a pay once, use forever, no price discount, whatever. Um, that would break the model in a way. But same thing as the app that I built, $220 for an app is expensive, and most people will not use that. Um, but yeah, like, if you don't, or if you do want to have like these things, that's an option. But yeah, nonetheless, the calculation needs to happen on your end to ensure that these are optional and working, and potentially explaining the decreasing price model in here could be interesting. I think I mean, I need mine anyways, for Can, so I will do my explanation on the site at some point. So once I have that, I can just pop it in here, so that it makes sense for both of us. But yeah, um, The lifetime is a bit more uh, like complex, but I don't know what you could have though. That's the thing. Um, like I don't know exactly what the features are. Um, in lifetime, specifically because of what you had in mind. Mm. That's not a bad ID. Sorry, I had an ID, which is not a bad ID. um, I'm going on a whim here and take it or leave it. I don't care. Um, the end goal is for the people to own the media, right? What if you have two tiers? So I'm adding a new tier on the paid subscription, and per month you are given credits based on your tier that would unlock or buy media, and then the user that bought the media with the credits would own them for real. That they can buy it with in-game coins or in-app coins or directly. Um, but basically it costs either, I don't know, 150 coins per movie, and maybe, I don't know, 12 coins per episode of a TV show or something. Um, and the users could get like 150 coins per month if they are spending 250 bucks on your end per month, and therefore they have the ability to unlock stuff. But you basically are not licensing, you are selling inventory. So you would basically have a catalog of things that you have access to that is for later. And you can sell, so there is like a licensing thing, but you don't really, it's basically as if you had bought like a pile of DVDs and you have these DVDs and that's it. It's like physical media and it's owned by the user. And as soon as you sell one of them is sent from the warehouse to them. So they have both like a physical copy and then you have the thing. But technically, do you really need the physical copy if you have the right to like sell them? Like that's the thing. If you have the right to sell them, that's the thing. But the same reason. How much does that cost? How much does the licensing cost? How much does um like how does um this happen? You know, like if I'm looking for uh, this, I can't type, but you know, like how is, I guess this is sent by Amazon or whoever. How does that work? How do I have the ability to get like a Blu-ray of this movie from a seller on Amazon? Is it like Amazon? Is it someone else that is selling this? I don't know. I don't really care. But maybe I just want DVDs. and that's about it. And you have the digital version on your servers, but you also have the technical flat box somewhere, if that's an option. Like, to me, that's basically how things needs to be checked. Like, how does this work? And how, also, why is this in fucking not French? Uh, yeah, but like you could have a drop shipping thing in terms of the system, so that when one of the catalog that you have in your drop shipping store is bought, it unlocks the digital version directly from your servers, and they receive their physical copy in the mail through the drop shipping system. Like, if that's an option, like, I don't know. Um, Maybe there is an option, and it is sold by the initial seller that exists, and you use that, and you see like the prices, you average everything. So some of them are like $22, some of them are like $3, and you do something in the middle, like 17. It's just average, you know. Like, you have a ton of options. At least from my point of view, you have a ton of options to go through things, and that way it's not you taking care of the licensing. They receive the DVD. Why would you need a copyright license agreement? Like, that would be my question. You here is how I see it. I'm gonna move in back and forth in between these two scenes. That's gonna work. You, as No Mercy, you have your servers thing. The server is the main app, and it's there to hold physical media. You also have a shop. In that shop, you get the ability to drop ship content to the users. And by doing so, you get receipt, and you get like proof of ownership because they have received the package. The server and your subscription service afterward provide the ability for that users to provide their receipt and download from your servers directly their media in digital version. Because you already own the storefront that is sending them the physical dropshipping, you then have the ability to unlock the digital version on your server, because it's part of the deal. You can have the option, legally speaking, to get the digital version when you have the physical one. So as soon as they bought it, what they do, like, the user has the right to own a digital version of the thing that they have bought in physical. You just provide the service that either rips the DVD for them, or provide like an easy version of the download because they already have bought the thing. I think that's, I would say that's probably an option. But otherwise, you already have the RIP in the system. So technically, you know, um, getting like a 1,100 today. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, the provider of the digital version, um, like if I download from the Pirate Bay, for example, but I own the DVD in physical and I download it from the Pirate Bay because I don't have disk bay on my computer to rip the thing, I still have my rights to get it as long as I don't redistribute it. So yeah, but if you provide the tool to rip the DVD, isn't that the same thing? Like, isn't it? Does that end up the same? Mm. Yeah. I mean, in my head, again, it is in my head, and I don't have most of the information, but in my head, it's the same thing as when you buy a Switch game. You get the package, the plastic package, and then in there, what is it? A fucking card with a code that you input in the store, and then you can download the game on your whatever. Obviously, they are the providers of the games in the Switch. That makes sense, right? That is fine. But um, I think in my head, again, limited. You own the copyright because you have the media and you have access to it, legally speaking. And then the buyer of a DVD physical now has the right on their own to get a digital version as well because they own a physical. And then wherever it's coming from, Cybersec time. Walk on in. But that, in my head, um, that's how it would work. That's probably gonna happen. Oh god damn. Oh shit. I need to go sleep. I need to go sleep. God damn. God damn. Uh, yeah, in my head that could make sense, nonetheless. If it's not like a lifetime license, like if the digital version isn't like a full life option that you can provide, again, that you can provide, that comes into the subscription model that you have, which gives the user the access to media on your catalog like Netflix is doing, based on copyrights you have in different countries and all that thing. But then if they decide to buy the physical version from your stores, you then provide them the tools to get the lifetime version by simply ripping it because they have the physical version. And when they do that, that removes your borrowing version from their catalog and they use their version instead. That makes sense. That could work. It's a bit more tricky and annoying, but it could potentially work. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It could potentially work to give the user like the one vote. The thing is, again, the thing that I said, I think 2 years ago now, getting a linked stuff would be great. More complex and not exactly the goal, but would be great to provide media that you own. And here is the receipt for proof. And it's owned in the same server so that the user is covered. If someone is asking, they can provide physical proof and something else, but that's just like something a bit more complex and also something that you don't want to do. So, yeah. But yeah, you could have like a subscription model that provide like a catalog of streamable element that would be streamable only and buyable. And if they buy, drop shipped to them, and then they do the work of ripping them. And yeah. And in my eyes, because the way that it would work, the ripping, as soon as they bought it, if they start the process of ripping something that they have bought, and you know that because you are the store that sells the thing, you basically just unlock the digital version immediately, and it's marked as ripped, but it's just DRM free on the machine rather than, having to rip the whole thing and wait for the ripping to happen because they already have it digitally as a streaming option. Nonetheless, different stuff. More complex, I would say, to put in place, but interesting. Interesting potential, providing like the ability to buy the things outright and get the physical version in the mail is not a bad idea. It's not a good idea, but it's not a bad idea either. At least from my point of view, not a bad idea. Holy shit. God damn. That is crazy. Oh, that is why. But no, yeah, that's crazy. What I say? I didn't say much. I am so dead. I am so dead. I think that's in Dutch. The connection is so bad that it can't even process. Can't even process fucking Dutch. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yep. Now it's good. Um, huh. Hmm. So I think I was right. That seems pretty good. And even if you needed to pay these fees for home copies based on where you are and what you do, if this is comprised in your like monthly subscription thing, you know, it could work. It could work. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I think this is really good. um, but yeah, I mean, that again, that could be like a pretty simple provider as soon as or as long as you are the owner of the shop that is selling the physical copy. On top of that, you can then provide the digital version as well or alongside it. And yeah, you might need to mark them as home copy. It's kind of weird, um, but it could work. I mean, at the end of the day, it depends on what you can do and what you can't do, but you know, it could potentially work. Could potentially work. Anyways, I am dead. Nan is live, but also Nan is seemingly in a Discord call, so I don't know exactly what's happening, but something's happening. Um, and then not good. I mean, I could, but I'm not. Um, Zinka is live as well. Yeah, if that works, then um, that is pretty impressive. I mean, that would give you so much opportunity to get like a full blown um, store with drop shipping. Why are you banned by her? What happened? What did you do? Zinc is in a learning 3JS thing, which is interesting as well. But you know, it happens. Oh, I am so dead. I am so dead. Yeah. Oh, he banned you. Don the dev banned you. I thought you were talking about like Nan that banned you, which is weird. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I can send you to Nan. That would be much better. I see. Dev-related activities. I'm guessing. I'm sending you to Nan. That's gonna be fine. She's no call, but we'll see. We'll see what's the call is about. As always, thanks a lot for being here. Highly appreciate it. The VOD is going to be on YouTube, and the latest version of the Figma Bootcamp is on YouTube as well. You can join the Discord if you have questions. I'm not live. As always, the socials are available, and I shall be back on Friday unless I'm cooked and dead because it's too hot. Highly probable. Highly probable. Join the Patreon if you want quick access or early access to the Figma Bootcamps. And yeah, as always, if you want to learn Japanese, Can is there.
Ma!
You can give me money. Anywho, who won is the question. Who won is the question. I think Stony won. And Chris was so close. Nonetheless, enjoy the rest of your day. Eat something, drink something, be kind to each other. And I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon. Bye.